Hi everybody, it's Jen here again with another Project Life video. Here I am using sort of some of the last cards and bits from my Wild story kit from Ali Edwards, and I just had pulled all the bits out to use and didn't have a ton left because I used quite a bit on the video that I did last week. So this is April the 4th through the 10th and I'm working on doing some catch up, and this is a new format for me if you've watched my last few videos where I'm actually doing double page spreads each week, and so far I'm liking it. I think they look nice, and I haven't gotten to a point where I haven't had enough pictures, which is surprising. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. So this one's going to go pretty quickly. I kept it pretty simple, just using the bits out of the kit. I pulled out one extra thing you'll see just to add a bit of orange in, because there's a little bit of orange on that Find Your Wild card, and I just wanted to add a little bit more. So here I've put down a little chipboard piece, and then I've decided to sneak a bit off of this tag to write down where they are, and I'm really using up the bits here, and I still have lots of those tags that I just didn't want to cut into another one if I didn't need to. So there's where they were, and then I decided I wanted to do some stamping, and I found that the white ink is really not stamping the greatest, but I'm not sure if it's the ink or just because this is a brand new stamp, so I'm not sure. But it doesn't show up the best, so we'll see. I have to try it, and part of it may just be because there's ferns in the background, so it doesn't actually look too bad. Like, I think it's just what it's being stamped on that's actually maybe more of the problem. So that's all I'm going to do on that card. And then for this card right here where I'm going to write about it, I'm just pulling out my Stampin' Up markers, and I'm just coloring in the leaves because I just wanted a little bit more green on that one. And yeah, I think it actually looks pretty good. I was thinking maybe later I should have probably used watercolor pencils, but yeah, that looks fine. And here I'm just talking about how my youngest son and my husband had gone on a little adventure together, and that's what those two photos are that are right there. And I'm having a look now at these phrase stickers, just to add a couple on. Oh, I just put one right there. I'm going to put one on in a different place in a minute, but as you know, if you've watched my videos, I skip around tons. And on this one I'm using that little half circle that came in the chipboard pieces, and just writing the place where we were, and I'm going to put it on there, and then I'm just going to put a little foam dot or foam square underneath the edge there to hold it up once it's in the album. And then on this one, I had this little orange piece that says Wild About You, and I'm just going to write down that I was on a lunch date in the restaurant that we were at, and that view, the walk, is immediately to the right of where I'm taking the photo towards my husband. If I look to the right and turned, that would be pretty much the view I would see. So really nice place to have lunch and to go for a walk. And then I moved the other half circle down to the bottom here because I just thought it sort of balanced a little bit better to have them in the opposite corners rather than both of them on the top, and did the same thing and just wrote where that was, and that was part of the walk that we had done where I'd taken a picture of this garden. Just sticking down two more of these little chipboard pieces. I only have like 4 little teeny tiny chipboard pieces left from this whole kit, so that was pretty cool. And here I'm adding up a little bit more of the orange in. I just did the outline on that card, and then I just did that line in the middle there on that other card. And this is a little, just some journaling about my son that I had taken a picture of there and how much he's growing lately. And then the picture beside him is the wall where we measure the kids. And yeah, he's 13, almost 14. He's just growing like stinking crazy and looking older, and so it's just one of those sort of mom journaling type things where sometimes it's a bit tough when your kids are getting older. So here I wanted to just put a little arrow to talk about where this journaling, what photo this journaling was for, and then I go a little crazy with orange hearts, adding them in around the layout, but it's kind of good. It added in a bit more orange where it was There wasn't a whole ton, but it worked. It kind of works because my son's fleece is so orange, and there was orange accents on these cards, so it works out pretty good. I'm gonna put another heart right there. I think I'm done going crazy with orange hearts. I kind of want to take that one off that Find Your Wild card, so I think that will come off after I'm finished doing my my voiceover. So this card here is for that top photo, and it's the same hike that we had done the week before, and just talking about how it was a little bit harder this time because it was a super high pollen count, and me and my youngest, sometimes that bothers us a little bit, but my oldest pretty much ran up to the top of the hill. So yeah, it's nice to capture those little things when you still remember them. And here I'm just putting a really small mat around this journaling spot, just to add a bit of orange in on this date card. And I really didn't want to do orange, like the date in orange, just that I didn't really want that. I wanted to do it in green, but just doing this little thin border around it helped bring just a little pop of that orange and sort of bring everything together in my mind, make it make sense. And then here's some little alphabet stickers that I'm just going to spell out the date. And I think these are basic great ones, if I'm not mistaken. And I think this is actually really darn close to being done. I kept it super duper simple this time. And I'm just going to put these in the middle, and then I'm going to do one more little bit of stamping in a second. Sorry, I should have sped this part up. A little boring watching me put April the 4th to the 10th, but I'm catching up, so that's really exciting. And this should be going up the Monday right after the long weekend, so I hope everybody had a great long weekend. I hope that I do. I'm doing this early so that I have this up despite being gone over the weekend, so I'll let you guys know when I get back. So here I wanted to put this big scripty wild, and I was going to put it in white on the bottom, and then I decided no, what I want to do is actually put it in black right in the middle of the photo, because I think that would look awesome, sort of a la Ali. You know, she always does really neat stamping on her photos. So this is VersaFine, and I don't know what the heck, if it's just the first time I stamped it, or if it's the VersaFine, but that looks like crap. So I'm going away and found my black StazOn, and it's dried up. You can't see, it's off camera. I'm just stamping it off just to test it, and I'm gonna go back to it, and I try cleaning the stamp, and it's dry. So I pull out my stone gray StazOn, and it's gonna take me a minute here. It's just because I had cleaned it, it was kind of all gushy and it wasn't stamping very nicely, and then I just get tired of doing that and just decide to go for it. And so I'm got my head in the way there because I'm just trying to line it up right over top, and it kind of gets a little bit stuck, but success, and that looks awesome, I think. So here is the close-ups for you, and there's just, I can see there's a little thing in there, sorry, so I'm fixing it. Should have taken that part out. So there's the wild. It turned out really good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And yeah, there's my little arrow and the photo of my son. And I put that chipboard piece over the saying that was on that journaling card, as it didn't really work, but I thought it looked good with that chipboard piece over top. Not somebody else's garden. We just took a picture on our walk because we liked it and wanted to do something similar in our yard sometime. Some nice shots off the patio from our lunch date. Our kids were out paddling, and then you can see there where I colored in those little leaves. And it doesn't look too bad, actually, that stamping on the photo. I really do think it's just what I stamped over top of. And that's it, guys. I'll see you again next week. Bye!